Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Somebody out there can give me an audio check. Make sure everyone can hear me. I came on early just for you, Zoe, because my other cat decided to pay a visit, and he never comes up here and visits me when I'm doing this. Good morning, everybody. How are So once I know everybody can hear me, I'll show you my other little baby. Oh, you gonna say hello? Yes, we can. All right, let's see if I can figure this out. There's my other little buddy. Hi, buddy. Yeah. He's not a pick thief. He's just a little lover. Aren't you? Aren't you, dude? Yeah. You gonna look back up here? Look up. Say hi. Hi. This is Loki. My other little terrorist. Yeah. Oh my goodness, he is purring so loud, it is just craziness. It is just craziness, isn't it, dude? Yeah. How's everybody doing today? Kitty, kitty, kitty. Yep, that's right. Just for you, brought him in. Yeah. Oh, yes, you big fart. Yeah, you're a big boy. Yeah. You shed so bad. Yes, you do. So bad. All right, he's leaving. He is out of here. The other one may make an appearance. He's around here somewhere, too. Whew. That was just for you, Zoe. Get a little bit of a cat fix in. It's not up here stealing my stuff, but hey, I can't control what they do every day. Hell, I can't control what these cats do any day. Just saying. My day is complete. So I know you guys have seen me with this pouch up here, because I have it here almost every time. It's what I carry my locks around in. I am in the works of having something similar to this made. I'll be selling those before here too long. I'm going to extend this Velcro all the way out to the edge, because I'm thinking of getting or making some small patches like this, but with different things on it, like first aid, locks, picks, things, whatever. Yeah, I know I'm delusional. I've been told that many times over. So I hope to have a prototype of that here soon. They will be U.S. made. So we'll see how they go. All right. Wouldn't be the first time that I've been told that, Zoe. I'm hoping to have a guest on the channel this morning that not a lot of people have probably met. We will see if he makes it or not. How about you, Zoe? You ready to pull the trigger and join yet? I'm going to ask you that all the time. Eventually, I'll wear you down. I'm sure of it. All right. Ooh, I want to go there because I need to show that. You think you control the cat? Yeah. Still getting signed into a couple things. I just hopped in early so you could see the putty, because I knew he wouldn't hang around long. He hops in for a few minutes and then he's out of here. Gets his attention and he's all done. Maybe later. Now, I might have, if he makes it, we will see Ragnar Eriksson from Poland joining me today. It's a channel I found here not too long ago. Not a whole lot of subscribers, but the guy's a black belt picker. Pretty impressive. He's got some really cool content out there. He's working on getting set up to be able to do more and add audio into it. Most of his stuff so far doesn't have any audio on it, but he's working on that. I gotta look and see, make sure. There is cat hair floating everywhere in this house right now. Holy Toledo. I'll just dig all of those out. I've gotten really spoiled with the amount of picks and tools that I have anymore at my disposal. Is kind of cool, kind of neat. But yet I gravitate to the same 4 picks pretty much every time. I don't know if the rest of you guys are that way as well. You kind of have your favorites I go out and I play with, and I try the others. And I end up coming back to where I was at to begin with. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I'll be mailing this out. Hopefully I'll be getting this out on Monday. It is my latest challenge lock. 3D printed a little base for it, put its name in there. Got it in a nice little case. Hopefully it's a bit of a challenge, put people to work. I think it should be significantly better than the last lock that I had out there. Not that that's saying a lot. Which I don't have any idea who has my last lock. It went to Loose Shirt. And I don't think I ever saw it again after that. I'm not sure who he sent it off to. Might have to ask him. Dog legs for the win. Yeah, I know I'm extremely biased, but doggone it, they just work. They work on everything. And I don't know if you've seen recently. Hey, Mr. Broke is in there. I was just going to talk about you. I've seen him picking some pretty doggone impressive locks lately. He's also been playing around. He just got the heavy dog legs yesterday, I think. So see what he thinks of those compared to the others. I haven't really made up my mind yet. Which ones I like over others. But, there's a lot of good picks out there. There really are. The Jimmy Long set, I like those. My gem hooks, I haven't really played with those in a while. They've been kind of stuck aside. The Mokes, I really like those. Just seem to not use those that often. But it is what it is. As I get up and playing with some different locks, I'm sure I will do it. The other one I've been playing more and more with is this tension tool. It's from Southern Specialties. I shaved off the edges just for me. I don't really care for, I don't know about you guys. Tell me what you think. I don't like a tension tool that sticks way out here because of how I'm doing it. I like my finger right up there resting on the lock. That's sticking out, a big tension tool sticking way out. It just gets in the way. So I shaved it off a little bit. It actually made it nice. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Chuck. I use both. Morning, Mr. Lock Chuck. How are you today? I use them both, but I tend to go back to the standard just because it's slim enough. It just really fits. It really notches its way into everywhere. But if you really got to pry on a pin, the heavies are pretty dang stout. Only a green belt. Hey, I'm only a blue belt, and I'm pretty loose at that level, I will tell you that. Yeah, I got a nice little group showing up. It's awesome. Like you said, I'm hoping to have someone show up later on the live. I sent you a link over if you feel like joining in there, Mr. Broke. Anybody else feel like joining up? Let me know. I don't like sitting here yakking it myself. Yeah, I don't care for the big squared off tensioners either. That's just not my thing. Doesn't work well for me. But like I said, once I took this one and I shaved that edge off to taper that down, I actually like it. It's pretty decent. I've got my Rowan Smith, how are you doing today? I've got my titanium ones. The other one that I find I use quite a lot is this one that Broke sent me. I use that one quite a bit. That's a really nice little tension tool as well. Fits into just about everything. All right, Mr. Lockchuck, that sounds beautiful. I think you should have got a package yesterday with the goodies in it for going over in your package. So hopefully everything made it properly. How are you, Mr. Rowan Smith? I was checking out. Who was it? Was it Broke that you just sent some pics to here a bit ago? And you do beautiful work. Those runes you put on there, that just looks amazing. I was playing with runes at one point, looking at old Nordic runes, learning them a little bit. Just got back from Spain last night. Good grief. What country are you in, Runesmith? You're at the post office now. I'm going to throw out a huge thank you. Let me find it. So you guys saw that video I put out with the case with my challenge lock. Well, that case, come on. There we go. Good morning.
What's going on?
Not much. That case, I don't know if anybody recognizes that logo or not, but I got these from Southern Specialties. They had a whole bunch of these left over from an order for a customer that then never got picked up. So I've been able to pick up a bunch of these cases.
Awesome.
Oh, they're great. They are wonderful little cases. So that's what I used for this challenge lock case. Is one of those. Then I 3D printed an insert in there to hold the lock, hold the poker chip. I stole Mr. Wilson's idea and put a magnet in there to help hold the poker chip in a little better. I just got to glue it down, but that's going to get mailed out Monday.
Cool. But yeah, your heavy dog legs, I like those a lot. I'm a light-handed picker, so the normal ones work just fine enough for me. But I feel if I need to beat the crap out of a pin, then
yeah,
I feel safe doing it.
Right? Yeah, they do work well for that. You know, I see your little pink Brinks sitting there. Is that a Brinks sitting in the background?
Yeah, I just grabbed this at Walmart. I just went to Walmart.
I have one of those. I have a purple one. I have two greens and I have a purple one. I cannot find the purple one for anything.
That's pink?
No, that's purple.
Oh, it's purple? Okay, I hope so. It isn't the purple I like, but I thought it was purple because I'm partially colorblind. I can there's like
a you know, they get a really bad rap, those little Brinks, but man, they're kind of a fun little lock to play with. Let me get chat back up here. Runesmith is based in London.
Yeah, I got his pics right here.
Yeah,
the ones in the States.
I was just commenting on that. That man, he makes some beautiful looking pics. I love the rune engraving he does on them. They're unreal.
Yeah,
I would love to work with him at some point and buy a set of those from him or something. They are really, really good looking.
Yeah, they're really nice. Yeah. We're gonna try to do a live together, and I've been just picking with them and feeling them out and everything, and waiting for him to get off of his vacation, and we can do a live.
Some people think they need vacation. What the heck, man?
Right?
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. The only thing is you got to go out and look up what those runes mean that he engraved on there. It probably says broke as a dick.
Yep, I was just going to say that. Because I would have.
Hey, who's going to know what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
You know, it amazes me as I work on locks, and I've been going back down again through some of my locks and working my way back up. Some of the hardest freaking locks I have to single pin pick are my white belt and orange belt locks.
Yeah, the standard pins.
They
Absolutely.
suck.
Yeah,
I can rake them all day long, but single pin picking them?
Oh, I can't do it. That's what I've been doing the last few days. I've really hunkered down and went back and G Keyman made me this kick cylinder mortise of just standard pins in a schleg on top of it, you know, because I'm like, I've got to get over this schleg thing, and I got to get over this standard pin thing because I couldn't pick it. I could sit here and pick a Medico, whatever you want to put in front of me, I can pick it. But you put a schleg with standard pins in it,
Yeah.
I'd never get out if I had to pick my way out.
That's where I wish I knew what were in this thing for pins.
What is it?
It's a Corbin Russ one. SFIC.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I don't have a key for it. So I have no idea what's in there, and I have yet been able to get anywhere with this stupid thing.
Well, I want to play with it.
Maybe I'll send it to you. Let you play with it. Because, yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to get anywhere with it, but it would be a cool one. My initial thought was it would be fun to be able to get into this thing.
Yeah.
And then try to build keys for it.
Yep, exactly.
You know, map it out and make a master. And
between me and GK, man, we'll get it and then send it back to you.
Because it's really pretty. It's in really nice condition. You know, this was given me by a local locksmith, and it's a nice lock.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun one, I think. But
I've been struggling with best locks lately, but I did get this Medico LFIC.
Yeah.
There's no keys to this at all. But I got it out of the.
Yep, I'm with you, Runesmith. I hate single pin picking masters. I've been messing around with these Brinks, and I'm able to single pin pick those pretty stable now. Another one here that was playing with is I've got this Master 530, which I don't remember what that has for pins. I should open it up and see. That one's an actual removable, but I don't think you can gut it if I remember right, but you can remove the core. I was hoping that I could put a different core in it because I really like this lock, the feel and the look of it. It's just a gorgeous lock.
Yeah.
But it's this weird little tiny, it's only a 4-pin cylinder. And they made it so that's all that will fit is a little 4-pin cylinder. So I can't put anything bigger in it.
Huh.
Which is a bummer because it's a really cool lock. But I've been playing with single pin picking that one. Like I said, these masters, they just suck. Can rake them all day long, but single pin them, forget it.
Yeah, I got a brand new out of the box Master number 3 that I can't get anywhere with.
Yeah, what's this one? This is a Master number 1 there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this one is called because you can't read. There's nothing to see on it as far as what model it is. Because it's got that heavy painting.
Oh, it's a construction or whatever.
Yeah, something.
Finally, I got the chat up. So if you guys said anything, I have no idea.
Well, Runesmith did say that I had it right on the runes on your picks. So
yeah, I knew it. But you know I would have done the same thing. I can't blame him.
Well, you know, can't pass up an opportunity like that.
Yep.
Hopefully, that when you get is making too much noise, is it?
I don't think so. Sounds fine to me.
All right, I've got a 3D printer behind me running.
But I tell you, if you ever get tattooed, pay attention because we used to put dicks in your pictures.
Right? And whatever you do not get Chinese written on your body. Because,
yeah, kanji, no.
Yeah, you
And no
don't have
man,
any idea what they're doing to you.
nope. We
I
used
was
to put all
watching a
kinds
video
of
on
stuff.
YouTube the other day, and it was this Japanese gal, and she was reacting to people's tattoos that had that on there, and she's just laughing her butt off at what some of the stuff people had written on their bodies.
Yeah,
Oh my,
'cause
that's so
it
offensive. It's terrible.
it doesn't translate. There
No,
aren't like letters,
no.
and people think they're spelling out stuff, and they're not. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
tried
yeah,
to
you're right.
explain it to them when I had my tattoo shop to these guys, and they're like, "No, I got it off the internet." I'm like, "It doesn't say that, but I'll put it on you if they want."
I wonder if I could pull, because see, here's the core of that little Master 530. I mean,
Yeah,
look how tiny that thing is, and that's literally it's 4 pin, and that's it.
yeah.
But it looks like there's a plastic plug in there.
Oh, I bet you could pull it out and put a 5-pinner in there.
That's what I'm wondering. Because man, that would be a sweet little lock to throw like an American 1100 core or something in.
Yeah,
Because it's just I don't know. There's just something about it. I really like it. It's a pretty lock.
yeah. I've always went to go buy that exact one because I feel the same way about it, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it
Yeah,
because I hate
there's
wasting my money on masters.
something about that boron hex head shackle on it and stuff. I mean, it's pretty. It's got a nice weight to it. Yeah, that is like the tiniest core ever. Let's see. There's that core. There's an American 1100 core. Look at the difference.
God, they'll do
Yeah, it's
anything to save a buck.
oh, it's horrible. Well, yeah, and then, like I said, I'm pretty sure that's what's down in there. I don't know if we'll be able to get it out of there, but no, it's not. It's milled into the aluminum or the steel. It's
Ah,
not a plug, so I'm not pulling that plug out of there. Oh well. Oh well.
well, you can always make a challenge lock core, cut one down to a 4-pin and stick her in there.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly which you're right, Chuck. It is. It just feels really nice in the hand. It's just a sweet lock. I really, really like it. I just wish I could do something better for a core.
Yeah. Oh,
Do.
but I really appreciate that. You making me another one and putting my name on it. The little learning tool.
Yeah, no
That,
problem.
that was awesome. I played with that thing for hours.
It really surprised me how well that little plastic spring works,
Oh, I know.
or 3D printed spring rather. It actually works really good in there.
Yeah, it'll snap right down on.
Yep. Oh man. Yeah. You got to be. I had to reprint the pins because when I first printed the pins, I didn't pay attention to my settings, and it was real small on the. So when you 3D print something, the inside of it is basically hollow, and it
Yeah,
prints little patterns in there to give it support. Well, I had done it at like 15% ratio on the inside,
yeah.
and I put a spool pin in there, and when I turned it to snap it back, it snapped that spool pin in two. It just
What?
bang! It busted that sucker so quick. So
Holy!
I reprinted them and basically made them solid. So they're solid all the way through now.
Wow.
Yeah, it popped it right in two. I was like, oops, well, that didn't work. I'm still trying to learn 3D printing. The worst thing is I'm trying to print some stuff out for my daughter. She wanted a sign for her business that she could put up.
Yeah.
So we bought some of that. Have you ever seen that? It's called Silk PLA, but it's different colors and it changes colors as you print. So you
Oh
get
yeah.
different layers and different colors and stuff through it. So I bought some of that stuff. That's the most horrible junk to try and 3D print I've ever worked with in my life.
Really?
It's stringy. You can't get the temperature right. It doesn't want to stick to the bed and go properly. It is just an absolute battle trying to get that thing to work.
Because I was gonna buy you a roll of glow in the dark stuff and make me a bunch of glow in the dark stuff. when you had extra time or was bored, and make yourself some glow in this dark stuff, because it looks pretty cool. And yeah, I don't know anything about 3D printing.
Well, I don't either. This is my first venture into it, so. Oh, Mr. Ragnar got pulled off for a meeting he had to attend, so he isn't going to make it today. That's too bad. I was hoping to get him in here and get him introduced to the group.
Yeah.
Have you checked his channel out at all?
Yes, I have. I've been going to talk about him for probably a month.
He's a pretty dang serious picker, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like color changing yarn, exactly, Chuck. Yeah, he is. He's working on getting stuff lined up so he can start adding audio into it. He hasn't done any voice because he didn't think he had a decent enough mic for it. So he's working on that so he can add audio in, which will be cool. I talked with him for, I bet, almost 2 hours yesterday, talking picks and guns and locks, and it was kind of interesting listening to him talk about the process of being able to own a firearm over there in Poland.
Oh yeah,
it's a long, drawn-out permitting process that you have to go through.
Really?
And he, at one point, he's like, "Yeah, there's even an environmental study that needs to be done." And I was like, "An environmental study? That never heard of that around a firearm permit." He goes, "Well, what they mean by that is environmental study means the local law enforcement shows up and talks to all of your neighbors about you."
Oh, Jesus, really?
And if anybody has anything negative to say about you, you're denied.
It's kind of like getting your assault weapons or dealer's license. They go around and ask people.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then they limit the calibers that you can have. He said you can't have anything over 12 millimeter. That's the biggest you can go, which I don't know how that coordinates. I think that's be similar to like a 30 caliber because he has a 308. So that's as big as you can go. So you can never have a 50 cal there.
Yep.
It's like, oh, we don't have those problems here. So, hell, we don't even have a permitting requirement anymore. At least here, you can still get a permit, so that way you have your reciprocity with other states. But within Wyoming, you don't need a permit for anything.
Really?
No, and you can open carry. You can do whatever the hell you want.
We can open carry here, but we if you want to conceal carry, you have to get a permit. I had the permit for a while.
Yeah, no, not here. You can concealed carry. You can do whatever you want to. You don't need a permit for any of it.
But my concealed carry got taken away from me when I got in trouble.
Oops.
But I can still open carry and everything.
You can still open carry, but you can't conceal carry?
Nope. Nope, I lost my privileges for that.
Where is that? Where you can carry without a permit? Is that what you're asking, Chuck? Where is that? That's here. That's where I am. Yeah, it's like I was telling him yesterday about that. I said, yeah, I said I could get up. I said right now, it's 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning and head for the store. And I said, I guarantee you, any store in town I can walk into, and I'm going to find somebody walking around with a pistol on their hip. It's just the way it is.
Yeah,
everybody's carrying.
That's the way it is in Alaska. You have to carry one around because you never know when a freaking bear or a moose or a freaking Yeti comes strolling through.
You have a lifetime handgun license. I'm not even really sure what the heck that means. Oh, that was in Poland. You can't have anything larger than 12 millimeter in caliber.
Huh.
So something a little different, I mean, it's one of those things. Him and I were talking about that, how it kind of came around from back in the, the World War I, World War II days. It's kind of when all of those restrictions and things went in. And Poland has slowly clawed back a few of those, but That's the problem. Is once the government takes away some rights from you, it's almost impossible to get them back.
Yep, for sure. You would figure after World War II in Poland, they would have been like, "Here, take them,
right?
Come over here," you know.
But yet the funny thing is, right? You can't have anything bigger than 12 millimeter caliber wise, but he owns an AR.
Huh?
Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love my ARs, but I thought that was kind of wild. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. Because I know other places that you just can't. You can't have anything but a damn near a single shot bolt action or
410.
It's amazing to me. I like the fact that and any other thing. Heck, walk down to the gun store here, and within 10 minutes, I can be walking out with anything I want.
Yeah.
Doesn't take.
I actually got my gun rights back. I lost all my gun rights, and they impounded my guns and everything.
Yeah.
And I fired my lawyer and taught myself criminal law and went back in and got my conviction overturned. And I had the sheriff march all my guns back out to my truck in evidence boxes and stuff. I'm never stepping foot in that county again. I made the judge look bad. I made the sheriff look bad. And then I made him and his detectives carry all. And I had a lot of guns. Their arms were full, and they made more than one trip.
Yeah, I'm glad you got them back. That's unusual. Well, getting it overturned, but is one thing. But for people to get their rights restored, and I don't really agree with that. I mean, I agree with if you've been convicted of a felony while you're under the probationary rules or prison or whatever, yeah, I can see it. But if it wasn't anything violent, you should get your rights back as soon as you're released. You shouldn't be able to, this whole thing of you can never vote.
Yeah.
Really? Why? You suddenly became a second-class citizen because you screwed up once in your life? Yeah. Again, it depends on what the crime is, but
voter fraud.
Yeah, right. Ballot box stuffing.
Well, I know here, and it should be across the board. You can be a felon and a felon with a violent crime, but you can still have a personal protective. It can be just a shotgun, and it just has to be in your home, and you cannot.
Well, I wonder how they get around that though, because it's illegal federally.
I don't know, but
because and federal law overrules state law, so technically it's illegal, and you could get in federal trouble for it.
Yeah, but I was staying with this broad, and she had some serious violent crimes and narcotic crimes, and the cops would come out there and she'd be like, I got my shotgun for protection, and they'd be like, all right, and just go on their way. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I've never heard of that one before.
It's supposed to be your Second Amendment right. No matter what, you always have that for personal protection, is what she told me. But I don't know. I was pretty whacked out then. But I can tell you 100% sure the cops always agreed with her and said, just as long as it's in there, we don't care. And,
well, the other side of that is the local law enforcement. They can't enforce federal law. So they can't do anything about it if the local law says something different.
Yeah.
Well, but that's what I'm saying, though, Chuck. The state really can't enforce federal law. But FBI, ATF, whatever, they could come in and arrest you for it. They don't really give a shit what local law says or what local government.
They don't give a shit what federal law says. They'll just pick you up and drag you in there for 48 or 72 hours.
Yeah.
Just for shits and giggles. They've done it to me.
Yep.
Many times.
Well, I don't know if you remember back in the day when you had what were they called? The Freemen group that were going around and they were writing checks on the people's bank and all of that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was in law enforcement when all of that was going on, and we had FBI show up, and I had to go with them out to this guy's place here that was involved in it, and we went out there with a search warrant and raided the place. And my word, we filled the back of 2 Ford Explorers as high as the backs of the seats with firearms.
Oh yeah,
out of that one house, and had to take them all into evidence, and all because they wrote some bad checks. You know, again, it seemed a little extreme to me, but
yeah.
it was pretty wicked. But that what a place, man. The guy wasn't a big house, but there were guns stacked everywhere in that freaking house. And then we found a trap door in the house that had a culvert buried underground that took you outside to it was almost like a cold room storage that they had outdoors.
Yeah.
But that was packed full of gunpowder.
Gunpowder?
Yeah, for reloading.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
it was an underground reloading room, and it was just stacked in gunpowder and bullets and primers, but storing that outside. Well, no, it was the culvert led you to like a storage room.
Oh, okay.
Underground storage room.
I was thinking
there was a door outside to get into it as well, but it was hidden.
Because I was like, that's pretty much just I don't know if you can say it on YouTube, a PB if you can figure it out. You know, a culvert full of gunpowder.
Right.
It's just super big.
Well, and this wasn't a big culvert. I mean, you had to go on your belly and crawl to get through it to get to the other room. But that was pretty wild. That was really my only dealings with the feds on that side. All right. We got Lockchuck in the house.
Hello. How are y'all?
Good. How are you this morning?
Oh, pretty good.
Man, talk about a turnout. It's great. I love getting people to show up and come in, join us.
Is it just nobody talking on the chat, or?
Chuck Soup's been out there chatting.
Oh, it just doesn't show up for me.
Oh, you're not seeing it, huh?
I'm not seeing it on my screen. I was seeing it on my TV for a little bit, but
yeah. So I've got it up through Restream. I can view the chat, and then I have YouTube up as well, just because there's a lag. So I usually watch it on both. Sometimes you'll miss things in one and catch it in the other. So what are you working on these days, Lockchuck?
Oh, I found it. Never mind.
Oh, just well, trying to get the place cleaned up, and then like y'all said, I've been working on a bunch of master locks and everything else. Just I don't know, going back to the basics.
Yeah. Yep. I need to. Well, I'm kind of stuck at the basics. I need to work on some other stuff. I was talking with Ragnar Erickson. I don't know if you've seen. He sells locks.
Oh,
and he
really?
usually has a pretty extensive catalog of locks. And I was talking about how I need to find a purple belt. And he was like, "Oh yeah," I said, "I've got one for you. I've got a Japanese something or another dimple lock that he said would be a great one for you to work on." The next morning, I go in to order it, and his inventory's been cleared. He goes, "Yep, one guy came in and bought everything I had."
Gosh.
He goes, "I've got another order of locks on the way, so in a little bit, you should have another batch of locks." So
I'm just catching up on what Chuck Soup was saying. That's what I carry too. There, Chuck Soup. Yeah, Chuck Soup.
hey, careful, can't show those on live.
Oh, okay.
It is crazy. You can't even show one in a live stream, or they will just shut you down.
Well, find the Smith & Wesson governor, because my eyesight's bad, so I figured if I can use those 410 self-defense rounds, I just have to point in a direction, and there's going to be no problem in that direction.
Right? Yeah. Man, those click and ship labels, Lockchuck, that's the way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah. How does the click and ship? Do you print them, or does it? Where does it come out at?
Well, you can do it one of two ways. So I bought a little thermal printer for labels and bought the labels, and I print them out right here at home. Or you can have it give you a code, and you can have it ready for you at the post office, and when you show up, they print it for you there.
Oh, okay.
But it reduces your shipping cost a lot. setting up that business account is wonderful.
Yeah, I hadn't tried it to see what it compares to Pirate Ship, but let's see.
I haven't tried Pirate Ship yet. I keep hearing about that one. I should check it out.
I gotta watch videos on this little pry bar. Let's see.
It's an awesome little tool. I use mine all the time. It is really, really handy.
From New House.
Yep. Yeah, I really like it.
I got mine right here.
Cool.
Carry it with me every day. I made I got little rune beads on there and some. And I just hook it on my belt.
Thank you for that.
One thing that I did for mine is kind of like you did, where you put those runes at the bottom. I didn't do that, but I bought a little pinch slide clip and put it at the very top because I found it kept wanting to come undone, and I don't have it on a keychain, so it kept wanting to pull that out. So I bought one of these and slid on there just to keep it tight. But I really like it.
I do too. Okay. I open my sodas with it. I use it for all kinds of stuff.
I use it on my 3D printing a lot for cleaning up because you always end up with little fine hairs and things sticking out, and I'll use that to just go around and trim things and clean it up.
Okay, so this is I was like, who sent me something from Fulfillment, but I guess that's for Nick as well, correct?
Yep.
Okay, I'll put all of this in.
Yeah, he wanted a set of the Shackleman pick sets. So I figured rather than them shipping to me and me shipping to you, I just sent them direct from them to you.
Yeah, because I was like, what did I order?
Yeah.
I was getting like, okay. Well, that makes sense. So
yeah, that's stuff for Mr. Nick. Hopefully it's not too much for your little kit.
No, I've had already to go over to the next size box, and that's not going to add anything.
If you need help with any of that on the shipping side, let me know. I'll help you out.
I appreciate it. No, I think I'm good. I just got to. I'm waiting for the rest of it to get here, and then I'll ship it out.
Yeah, and then I had to throw in and send you some stickers and shit. So
yeah, I appreciate that. I don't think I had any for.
I don't remember. Did I throw poker chips in there?
No, I didn't. Well, I didn't see any.
I think I'm about out of those, so I've got some more ordered. I'm just waiting for them to show up.
Yeah. So.
I got a question since you've ordered poker chips. I see they come in like what, 25 or 20. You can get them in like a certain amount.
Yeah.
So could you get order 50 and get the cheaper price, but have half be one thing and half be another, like two people order, or does it have to all be the one?
I think they have to, in order to get the discounted pricing, it'd have to be the same design.
Yeah.
The latest batch I ordered 2 packs of 50. I ordered one of this one, and then I ordered 50 of the red fire logo. But they did give me the discounted price across the entire order. So to a degree, you can split them up a little bit, and they'll still give you discounts. But if you watch some of the sales and stuff when they come out, man, you can get them pretty freaking cheap. And you can split some of them up a little bit that way. Like I said, and they'll still give you I found one where I think it was $30 for 50 poker chips or something. Yeah. And then I ordered 2 sets of 50. Well, they applied the discount to both orders of 50. So it cost me $60 for 100 of them.
Huh. That's not bad.
No, I didn't think it was terrible. No.
Oh, we got Rune Smith. Oh, my chat hasn't been moving, so sorry guys if you said anything to me. I've been stuck up on.
Right. Yeah, we should get Runesmith in here.
Yeah.
I'm curious which runes he's using because when I was researching and playing in that world a little bit, there are many different rune alphabets out there.
Oh yeah.
There's a ton of them. I was curious which one he's using.
Yeah, it really depends. Let's see.
Right. Depends on what area of the country you're in or which group you're looking at. They're cool.
This one is the supposed to be like the Berserker, I think, in one alphabet. Or does that have another? No, I think that's it. But anyway, yeah. and then like 301, and then look how he notches the picks. Oh, I'm not even in the camera, so
Yeah. His picks
and
look gorgeous, man. They really do. And man, they are polished. Holy cow! He puts a lot of work into those.
Yeah,
They look amazing.
and I put him through the ringer the last couple days.
Yeah. I see Chuck Soup's out there saying that he uses his mostly for rodents, snakes, etc. It must be like a judge or like
Yeah.
I had one because I had a guy that I worked with. He was moving. Him and his wife were going to move to Seattle, Washington, and she didn't want him to have guns anymore. So he came to me and asked if I wanted to buy his guns, and he had a Browning Buckmark target pistol, and then he had a Taurus Judge, and I bought both of them for $400.
Wow.
I mean, it was just stupid. I tried to give him. I said they're worth more than this. No, that's all I want for them. Well, I turned around and sold the Judge. I messed with it a little bit, and I'm like, it's just so big and bulky. I don't think I'd ever use it for a doggone thing. So I sold it. I did keep the 22 though. That's my go-to target gun for when I was doing my competition shooting.
Yeah, I got to get a shoulder holster for that because I'm not that big of a guy, and especially not anymore since I don't work out anymore, or so I've lost a lot of weight. I'm about 150 pounds now. When I used to walk around 200 pounds.
I think I've got a leg that weighs that much.
Yeah, I'm not a big guy, and so when I had my concealed carry, I had been sick and stuff and lost a lot of weight. So I was about this. I haven't really gained the weight back, but there was like no way to hide that concealed carry. It was just a big bulge no matter where I put it on my body, even with a snowsuit on.
We had a guy one time show up at our range day. We were playing around, and he showed up with his Desert Eagle, 44 mag Desert Eagle. And we were joking around with that, and I was like, I said, I bet you I can conceal that thing and walk through, and they can't tell I'm carrying. I was able to hide that freaking Desert Eagle, and they couldn't tell I was wearing it.
Wow.
Jeez.
But, I'm not exactly the smallest guy out there, so I can hide things pretty easy. Hell, I could put one of those in a shoulder holster and throw a jacket on, and you can't tell I've got it on me.
Yeah, I used to have a shoulder holster for my 19. I had two 1911s, and they I either had it either bulged out like this or it bulged out in the back, even when I was 200 pounds.
Yeah. See, I used to carry a 1911 on an inside the waistband holster for my concealed carry, a full size 1911.
Yeah, I couldn't put it in my pants; they'll fall down.
But back in those days, I haven't changed a whole lot that way. But then I was about a 50-inch chest and a 36-inch waist, so pretty heavy taper, which really helps hide things.
Yeah, you're like a barrel pin.
Yeah, my first marriage, I needed a suit. I had to actually go to a suit shop and have them custom make a sports cut suit to get one that would actually fit me. Because if I buy something that fits me through the shoulders, it just hangs on me like a freaking tent everywhere else.
I never had that problem. I just never was. I got when I worked out and I boxed and I did all that stuff. I got ripped, but I was never. I could have never been a bodybuilder. I could never gain the weight, and put that muscle on. I could just get shredded. And
when I came out of college, I was 225 pounds and 7% body fat.
7%.
Yeah. And even at that size, I could run a 6-minute mile and I could hold that pace for 6 miles.
Wow.
I was a running fool at that point. I set a record at the college for deadlift. I did a deadlift of 690 pounds.
Yeah, I never.
But Then I went to the law enforcement academy here in Wyoming and got my knee destroyed, and that ended my running. And
I always hated running. Hated it.
I hated it too until college. That's really when, and I'd already been through a couple of years of the military and basic and all of that crap, and I still hated running like crazy. But man, college, they just beat that into us so hard. We had 2 hours of PT a day.
I'm gonna PT your ass till your asshole suck buttermilk.
Pretty much, man. The guy that was the instructor for that was had been a Marine drill instructor, and that guy was huge. He'd take us into, we had a padded room for doing custody and control maneuvers and learning things like that. He'd go in there and he'd pick like 3-4 guys out of the group, and he goes, "All right, you 4, if you guys can get me to the ground, I'll buy the class lunch." It never happened.
Really?
But we'd be running laps around the gym, and he'd be holding 80-pound dumbbells, doing butterfly lifts with them while we ran. I mean, the guy was just huge.
I tried to get big and not so much into bodybuilding, but I'm 5'11" on a good day, and when I was in shape, I teetered between about 195 and 205, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
And I just never could put that weight on. I definitely couldn't put it on in my chest, no matter what I did. I just don't think my body was made to get big. And I'd sit there and watch everybody else literally just in 6 months double their size. And I would just get toner and toner. Like you said, you were 7% body fat. Holy crap. You know what it took? I got down to just under 7%, and it almost killed me. I got pictures of it. I got the tree going up my back, and then
Yep. Well, like I said, that was all due to that training there. I mean, they worked the living snot out of you. Martial arts training, all kinds of different stuff in there, and they worked you hard.
Yeah.
I saw you were picking lock check. You were working on that lovely, stupid master lotto lock. My nemesis. Oh, I hate those things.
Yeah. That's one
I never opened one yet.
Really?
Nope. I break them out and I work on them, and I throw those damn things away. I hate them.
I got an Abus one, and
I've got an Abus one as well, and I've gotten nowhere with it either.
I've gotten nowhere with this one. Let me get the key out. It's a slider.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. It's a slider with a key retaining little tab on the end.
Huh.
So I can't figure out how to tension it. It's just a nightmare to tension. I probably could have got it with like my shutter lock tensioner, but I ground that down a little bit to use to fit van locks.
Any ideas on why a lock core will turn but the shackle does not release? To me, that's telling me that it's gotten gunked up or something in there, and the ball bearings are stuck. I would turn it to the unlocked state and then do some smacking on it.
Yeah, shoot some.
Like I have one lotto lock that I can hold it upside down and turn the key, and the shackle won't open until I smack it on the side because the ball bearing sticks.
And also be careful if you turn too far, it won't unlock. So make sure you're not turning too far. Like on these 410s, like right there, you can tell it's unlocked, but I actually got to turn it back just a hair before it'll unlock. So you can go too far.
Yeah.
Chuck kind of says the same thing for you there, Broke. He said he hasn't figured out how to tension a slider lotto either.
No. Yeah, I got pretty frustrated with it the other day, and I had to just set it over there and we'll come back to it another day. And then I started banging these Yale slider dimples and Medicos, and I went through every lock I had. But
I was talking with him about getting that one of those dimple locks from him, and I was like, yeah, but god dang it, I don't have any dimple picks. That means I got to buy picks now too.
Now,
just get the this is what I used for many years, and I still use it, and it's only, you can get it for $15. The Huck set.
I see those, and I hear people talk about that. I have been searching left and high and low, and I have not found them yet.
Etsy, eBay, or not eBay.
I looked at AliExpress, I couldn't find them.
Really?
Now I did find on AliExpress some other ones that he was talking about. They were
Honest Dong. Yeah.
I found those. Was looking at them. Now I went back yesterday to try and find them, and I can't find them anymore.
Let's see.
Okay, I just put in Huck dimple pick. And
I've heard those
right there, Allied Express, $15.55.
Yeah. I'll try it that way. So I actually went to AliExpress and searched for it rather than Google. And yeah, it was like, bite me, you aren't finding them.
Well, their translations are a little different. So sometimes you just have to do Huck and just keep looking.
Yeah, you just got to look for the sunglasses case one. And, I use these. I still use these more than I use my multi-pick ones. They're good picks, and I've had them for years. And
I've heard really good things about the Hucks, and the same with those Dong Shis. I've heard, he really bragged those up quite a bit. He said the only thing is you got to maybe polish them a little bit when you get them, but he said they work really well.
Yeah, I've had every other set but the Dong Shis, and I always went back to those Hucks. The Hucks, or I pick a lot of dimple locks with the ball picks and the half diamonds.
Right. Well, that's not too bad. They want $5.54 for shipping too. That's not terrible.
Keep looking. You'll find on Ali's. You'll find somebody with free shipping.
Well, that's AliExpress is where I was at there.
Yeah. So they're very vague. Like one says for a Kaba, but it says eight tool set.
That's what I see right there.
But I think that's it, but it doesn't show pictures, so it's kind of.
See, this one shows a picture, but it just shows it in a little plastic case.
Yeah, mine shows the case, but it didn't ever show the.
See, and then there it shows that one. That's the Huck set in the case.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
Hey, Delbert Alexander's in the house. How are you this morning, sir? Sure. God dang, I might actually get a print out of that sucker. It's still going. Holy crap. But yeah, I need to get a set of those because I wouldn't mind playing with that at some point. And like I said, I'm looking to find a decent lock to get started on the purple belt for the next lineup. And it kind of looks like a lot of that's going to throw me into the dimple world. I mean, there are others that aren't, but
yeah, I don't have a lot of dimple locks. I got the one I got my speed picks with. I don't know if I want to give that one up yet until I get a better time because I choked on it.
Yeah. Let's see. Which was that one that he was telling me about? Trying to remember what lock it was that he had. But he said he'll have more of them coming in. But he said it's a really good one to start with for a purple belt lock.
I tell you what, just go a lot of cheap bicycle locks are cheap dimples, and those are good to start with.
Well, I need to remember what the heck it's for. The other day I was looking at, I've got a key ring that I have in my truck with all of my different lock keys for my hitches and crap like that. Mm-hmm. And here on there, I've got a set of dimple keys. I don't have any friggin' idea what lock it's for. I'm like, I've got a dimple lock? Where the hell is that? Yeah, and it wasn't bad. It was going to cost me $35, including shipping from Poland, to get that lock here.
I used to date a girl from Poland. She got adopted out here, and she spoke Polish and stuff. And my mom's Polish, and my dad would always call me his little Polak. And
we are doing good, Mr. Delbert. Just having a marvelous morning.
I was learning Polish for a while there.
How are the little piggies doing?
Is that not working again?
No, I hear you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was responding to chat a little bit.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, is the chat not
I was asking Delbert how his little piggies were doing.
Oh.
He set some videos up of his little newest little batch. Well, you can just put that thing back in the box, lock, chuck, and light it on fire. That's fine.
No.
You know, I hear all these people talk about how, they're like my comfort lock. I love the 410s. They're so much fun. And I'm like, oh, my word, man. And, you know, get a load of the key on this one. Let me just zoom that down.
I just threw my tensioner.
I don't know why this thing does not want to.
Yeah.
That's a key I've got on one of my 410s.
All max lifts almost.
Yeah. But yet I still can't even open that one. And you would think out of all of them, that one would probably be the best.
You got to pull, for these plastic locks, you got to pulse your tension, you know.
Yeah. And I know that's what I'm doing wrong, is it's just a matter of figuring out the tensioning, because, you know, you've got, everything's dead, right? So there's no spring tension, there's nothing pulling back against you. It's just figuring out.
And I would take I used to take my, I got small hands, so I'd have to take 2 fingers, and I'd put them in there and just put a little tension on that shackle, pulling it out so I could feel it when it was ready to go.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I just
kind of help you feel a little bit.
Yeah, I just do really light tension, just enough to hold the tensioner in there.
That's what that's what I do now. But when I first started, I would put my fingers in there, and because I struggled with those for a long time too. But then I started getting them, and they became one of my favorites for a while. And then I got the 6835s.
Oh, I love my 6835s. That's one of my favorite locks.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, I absolutely love them. And then I have this American 1100 that has the same core in it as the 6835.
Yeah.
But between the 6835 and the 1100s, those are my favorites. I like my pack lock, other than it's a pain in the rear because it's such a shallow keyway to try and tension properly from top of keyway.
Yeah.
You just strip them out in a hurry.
Yeah, that's why mine just hangs on the wall since I got my...
Even running super, super light tension, it just rounds that stuff out.
Yeah.
So that's where I 3D printed a base, and mine sits on display now.
Yeah. Oh, I seen you got you did the behind the back picking of the handcuffs.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad, was it?
You know, the funniest thing is, I think I picked that stupid lock behind my back faster than I do looking at the stupid thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
No, it wasn't bad. The only thing that was holding me up getting it done earlier was my wife's been pretty sick lately, so I haven't had my cameraman ready to be able to help me out. Nobody in the house. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Oh, I didn't know. Where is that?
Look, Chuck. Nola's yelling at you.
Yeah, I see. Yelling.
That's what he does.
Oh, I'm going back to the beginning of the chat. When I do the restream, I have to go down to the bottom of the chat, and then when I'm a guest on somebody's, I got to go to the top, and I always forget.
Really? Oh, that's bizarre. I wonder if can you change that so, like, at the top, I have a way of saying top of chat or live chat.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm not a computer guy. You guys know that. Now that I got this laptop, I'm gonna have to sit down like with you on a stream or something, and have G Keyman when he feels a little better. He's gonna help me and get me set up on learning how to do it. but because
Yeah.
I'm going to figure it out. At least I'm not going to be. Great,
I need to find people that might need a computer to help them get set up for streaming that I can ship some stuff to. And so I am getting computer buried at my house.
Yeah.
So my work, as we get rid of computer hardware, there's nothing wrong with it. It's still very good equipment, and but they'll get rid of it and send it to our offsite for disposal. Well, we can do a donation form and take them out and give them away to people or do whatever with them.
Yeah, let me know because
I have one really nice laptop that's actually a touchscreen, folds over, turns into like a tablet, convertible.
Yeah,
it's just laying here. I don't use it.
That's what I got. It's the Lenovo.
Yeah, these are almost all Dells.
Yeah,
the best one I just picked up. What a screaming steal! We were down at one of our mines, and they used to run all Microsoft Surface equipment, which is nice equipment, but it's a pain in the ass from an enterprise standpoint because they're a nightmare to try and take care of and work on and manage. Found one still brand new in the box they had never given to anybody.
Really?
And they're like, yeah, we need to just get rid of it because we're not going to issue it out to anybody because we've stopped doing the Microsofts. Well, you can give that to me. So brought it home, and it's a full touchscreen with a dedicated graphics card in it, and it's a high-end machine. Never even been out of the box.
Oh, so Delbert's here, Nola's here. I'm finally figuring out this stupid chat.
Yep.
Chuck Stoop's still here.
Spontaneous Disintegration showed up. Good morning, good sir. How are you?
So, hey, Broke, is this like the slider one you got?
Yes, sir. Yep.
There's when you look, let me turn my light on. There you go.
Yeah, and you got to put it a little more to your left so I can see it. There you go, right there.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Are the sliders at the bottom?
Yep.
Okay. I was just curious.
I'm going to be so mad. He's going to sit here and pick it right in front of me and...
Yeah, rub it in your face. That's what he's going to do.
Rub it in my face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I know how much y'all love the 410s. Why not go for the slider?
He's just going to destroy us both on camera.
That's fine.
No, it's now there is a one I cannot pick, and it's
look at the bidding on that bad boy.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, that'll do it right there.
That's got some blocking in the front.
That's a 410 right there.
There's one I found that's got a reverse sidebar in it, so it won't let you tension it. I got to figure out how to pick that thing.
Really?
Yeah. So
hey, Zoe is still here. You're too quiet, Zoe. We don't even know you're here.
This doesn't have a reverse sidebar in it, does it?
These are just wafer locks. The other one is a reverse. Let's see if I can find that thing. What I do with it? It's in one of my 2D boxes.
Well, I know it's got this.
I keep trying to talk Zoe into joining us in the chat. She hasn't done it yet.
There it is.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't have a sidebar. I just got that key retaining wafer pin at the very beginning that I have trouble with.
Yeah, so this is the one that's reverse sidebar.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, there's where the sidebar goes. So, and it's squared off so it won't tension, or you can tension it, but it won't give you any feedback because it locks it up.
Ugh. You know, it amazes me watching you guys pick some of these more advanced locks, like some of that stuff, and it is just incredible. Trying to stay from falling asleep. Want me to sing you a lullaby, Zoe? It can help. You don't want to hear me sing. That's just not pretty. That was a joke. I'm not singing.
Is that the slider? Or did you put the 410 in there? Oh, that's the slider.
That's the slider. I think. I don't know if he'll.
Yeah, absolutely, Nola. Glad you're feeling a little better anyway.
Everybody's been sick. I've pretty much been sick for a month.
Yeah.
I finally feel good again.
Well, I haven't been. I've been able to stay healthy, but I haven't hardly been out of the house either. So I've been in a cybersecurity training boot camp the last week. You talk about brutal, man. 9 in the morning till 7 o'clock at night, and then 3 hours of studying every night.
Yeah. I don't know if I could do that. I say that, and I'll sit here. I'll pick for 16 hours when I got nothing to do or nowhere to go.
Yeah. Thank you for that one, Zoe. I made mentions of singing a lullaby. I don't need to be scared awake. Yeah, ain't that no doubt. You'd stay awake, I'm telling you. Cat screaming probably sound better. Jeez, oh Pete.
Are you picking the sliders before the wafers?
Well, they're all white. They're all wafers, right?
No, the one side is sliders and then the one side is wafers. Well, they're separate little fingers on the one side, the sliders, and then the opposite side is normal.
Probably take a cat nap later.
Oh, this one just has sliders on both sides.
Oh, yeah, mine is. Man, one of these days I might get a camera. I can show you guys.
I'll see if I can.
So far, I'm really liking this one I picked up.
Yeah, yours is awesome.
It does a nice job, and it's nice and clear. The only thing I've noticed is when I zoom in, so I zoom down to try and show off a keyway, the autofocus seems to really struggle.
Yeah.
It just doesn't want to do it. So then what I end up doing is I just kick over and manual focus it.
Yeah, I got sliders on one side and
maybe
just wafers on the other.
Ooh, wrong way. Ooh, wrong way.
Where's my picture? There it is. Let's see.
Really, I can't focus from quite that close, huh?
There you go. That's what's in it.
There we go.
Yeah, mine's different.
Ooh, look at that nice internal. I have a camera I can do that kind of thing with. I haven't really played with it yet, so I need to.
I got no way to.
Yeah, that does look different than his keyway, at least.
Yeah. Oops, crap. Hold on. Broke that.
Broke that.
See, the bottom there is the sliders. They're separate. And then the top is just normal wafers.
Or hit the catnip to stay away.
I think that's just the part of that slider. I don't think they're different. I think that's just the top of the actual slider coming down.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It is an ELP USB zoom camera that I'm using, Nola. And then I've got a blue microphone in front of me. But the camera came off of Amazon. It actually has 10 times optical zoom built into it.
Yeah, so you're right.
Really zoom in on
I'm
things
an idiot.
Nicely.
You could pick by them. But as soon as you stick the key in, I think the side of the key pushes them up.
Yep. Yeah, I noticed that. See, I really didn't take a lot of time with this one because it mentally beat me as soon as I pulled the key out of it in the box. I was like, oh God,
It's just a wafer lock.
And then I really haven't messed with it. It's just sat over there, and I got really excited about I got a Yale Platinum.
I like how he says that. It's just a wafer lock. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rune Smith sent me a Yale Platinum. That was fun.
How many pins in that one? Is that the 7 pin?
Let me see. I gotta get my spectacles out.
Because I got them.
I think it's the 7 pin. I know there's a 7 and a. Get out of here, you rat! Come on. Yeah, there's a 7 and a 9 pin. I think this is a 7, but don't quote me on it. Let me look in the. I was too excited to.
And that's what's kind of frustrating. I think the 7 and the 9 are rated the same rank. I'm like, come on, 2 more pins. Give me a difference.
Oh, yeah. And then that 2 pins is a big difference in how far you got to go in that lock.
Oh, shit. What did she change it to on me?
And I say this is just a wafer lock as it's kicking my butt.
You know, it's awesome getting old and needing jeweler's glasses to see anything.
Yep. Got like 5 different pair. Okay, am I looking at the computer? Am I looking at the lock? Which one do I need to put
Yeah,
on?
that's why I have one eye that has a magnifier in it and then one eye that doesn't. I do believe this is the 7.
Yeah, I have NOLA. So, like, if I take, let's use this lock, and it has worked before. See, now there, that time it zoomed in on it, and I've tried that, laying the item in my hand and dropping it in, but sometimes it'll focus in pretty well, other times it doesn't. But the manual focus doesn't work out bad. But I mean, like there, trying to get it to zoom in on that when I'm trying to show a keyway, it'll struggle. There, it finally got it. But then see, it'll drop in and out.
Is that new camera you bought?
Yeah, it does pretty good on the zoom, but it's got a remote control and it's got a manual focus setting right on there, which you can pull it in pretty quick. Like I said, I think it's a pretty doggone nice camera. It wasn't the cheapest thing you could buy out there, but I was getting tired of just using whenever I wanted to do anything I had to zoom on it, I was using my phone for it, which works, but I like having it direct above where I can pull in and out. And I need to hook up. I have a little tiny, like kind of like you were showing, a little keyhole camera that I could drop down in to look at things. It isn't quite as small, I don't think. I don't know what you have for yours where you were going down inside the lock.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Mine's a borescope.
7. Yeah, it's
camera.
a 7.
Yeah, it's just it's 3 point. I think it's a 3.9 millimeter bore. It gets really bad reviews on Amazon, but it's because people can't get it to work on their phone. I got it to work on my phone. You just had to find an app that was compatible with it.
Right. And that was what I had with mine as well. I had to fight to find the right app. But once I got the right app, it just works. And I've used it on my computer as well. And again, it just works. Mine's I don't know what the diameter is. 22 caliber. I can fit it down a 22 barrel. So it's pretty small, and it's got the light. You can turn on a light with it and all that good stuff. And it's pretty slick. The only thing I don't really like with the one I've got is it has like 10 feet of cord on it.
Oh, well, that's kind of opposite. Mine is like 2 foot. And
man, mine is so freaking long, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I actually got it, like they had a resale because somebody returned one because it wouldn't work on their phone. So that's what I got for like $15. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. I mean, worst thing, I can send it back on Amazon. And
then I got this other Yale. This has 9 pins. I don't know if it's a platinum, though. I'll have to ask Runesmith. I keep forgetting. I was going to write it down.
I think I've got mine upstairs, but I'll have to try it out again, make sure it still works on a computer, because that'd be kind of handy to just have plugged into a USB port down here and use for some of that, just to play, The
only thing is the LEDs, I mean, I keep unplugging it because it does get hot, those LEDs.
Yeah, see, mine has controls. I can turn them on and off, and that's right on the camera itself.
Oh, this one, it's got controls for it, but I just reach up and unplug it from the camera or the computer. And
It's pretty cool. I've used it a few times for a couple little things, but that's, like I said, the biggest problem I've got with mine is, my word, it's just so long. It makes it hard to work with. So I was asking earlier, some cardboard so the autofocus has less perspective. Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, who knows? So I know you guys have seen, but I've got a few more people here and I'll ask about it. These pouches that I use.
Yeah.
Like this one I store my locks in, and man, it holds a crap ton of locks. So the company that was making these, he's no longer up and running, so you can't get any more of these. So I've been working with Hard Case Survival, and they're building me a bunch of these cases.
Oh, nice.
It'll be different material, better zippers. I think they'll be better all around. Made in the U.S., but is that something anybody else would be interested in for that kind of storage of gear? I love it. And then I'm going to make different patches to go on them to identify what's what, so you can have them all stuffed in like your backpack or bag, and you can just see by the tab which one you want, pull it out.
I would absolutely be interested in one.
They'll be made in the U.S., so they won't be quite as cheap as what these were, but I think the price will be pretty dang decent actually for what they are. I love them. I've got like 4 of those things, and I use them every time I travel, man. I empty my lock crap out and use them for other stuff, my charging cables and cords, and it just makes it really handy.
I mean, I something similar. Well, it's like the old army bags, what I used when I go somewhere for my block pick stuff.
Yeah, see, I like having smaller stuff to be able to throw in my laptop or my backpack and things like that. But I have a bigger bag like that for bigger stuff. But.
Yeah, I'm just saying that one's okay if that's what I'm dedicated for, but it'd be nice to have something to.
It's just a single pouch.
Oh yeah.
There's no organization inside of these at all. But I mean, holy crap! I think I'll pack like 10 or 12 locks inside of one of those bags, and having the pull handles where you can just grab it and yank it out and go. I really like them. They've been wonderful. But I got those from It's Tactical. Well, he's shut his site down. He might open it up again at some point, but he was the one that had those bags, and they were only like $5 a piece or something. They're awesome little bags, but you can't get them anymore.
Yeah.
So that's when I started looking around to try and find a place to have some made. Yeah, I'll let you know when I get my hands on one and see how well it actually turns out.
Wow.
But I think they'll be cool. I need to figure out an AutoCAD program to build out my next pick. So I want to take the dog leg pick, and we're going to extend the neck a little bit. It's not going to be quite as heavy as the heavy dog leg, but come out and then make a deep hook out of it.
Nice.
But I told him I'd try and work on the design for it because he just doesn't really have time to do that. So
tried Fusion.
I haven't, but I don't have a license for Fusion.
Well, I guess it depends on what you're using it for, but you can use it for free. Because that's what I used to do on my 3D models with. You just, but I don't know if you're doing it to sell stuff in the store. That may not.
Depends on how big the outfit roll is, Chuck. I don't know. So I'd say they're about 10 inches by 6 on the size of these bags. And depends on how it goes. Maybe we'll look at some different sizes of them too. I don't know. But yeah, see, I've been using Tinkercad for a lot of my 3D stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it works fine. I mean, for the little things I'm doing, it works. It's pretty daggone easy. But like what I did is I've taken a picture of one of the pics so that I can just modify and work with it. And then I've converted it to an SVG. Well, I can't import that to Tinkercad. It's too big. So I've been thinking about looking at FreeCAD or maybe I'll look at some of the other tools and see what's out there. So I can try and adjust it and edit it and get it up to be what I want it to be.
Yeah.
Not that I have any clue what I'm doing, so. But I do work at a company with a crap ton of very, very experienced engineers. Maybe I'll see if one of them help me out. And we'll just do it in AutoCAD at work.
Yeah, I worked for years with AutoCAD, so that may be why I like Fusion, because it's AutoCAD based. So I know all
Right.
the commands and
Yeah. We've got, I don't know, I probably got 30 engineers at work. I bet I could find one of them that would help me out.
I drew my pick on a piece of paper and showed them.
Yeah, it's not the compression that's the problem, Chuck. It's the resolution, and I've been trying to crunch it down to get it small enough to get it to fit. But hey, Mr. Watt is in the house, and yeah, like you said, hit the like button, man.
Stu.
Show me some love.
Glad he said that. I forgot.
Yeah, I got to do an update on the giveaway here because that's still rolling away. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I did your giveaway, right?
9. I have 10 entries. Yep, I got you down.
Okay.
I got you.
I try to keep up on them, but
Well, that one's a pretty good. I got a nice gift for that one too. This set from Southern, and then I'm probably going to throw a set of dog legs in the kit as well. So it's got elephant trunks, I believe, in here. Yeah. There's the elephant trunks.
Yeah, I like the elephant trunks too. I use those.
I do too. Yep, I do as well. Nice array of rakes in this kit. There's a lot of rakes in there. I'm really amazed. I've been a real big fan of the brown case, but after getting my hands on it, playing with that black case too, man, that black case is nice.
Yeah, we talked about that. I got all brown cases.
Yeah, me too.
I love the brown, but I haven't had the black in my hand. And
right. Hey, Matt's Lock Shop's here as well. How are you this morning, sir? Trying to see if I can remember how to open this snake's lock. Been a while since I've played with that one. I haven't dug it out lately.
Is that a 98 Pro or?
No, it's an 1100.
Oh, okay.
Number 8 of 13.
hey, these little colored brinks, they don't gut, do they?
No.
Unless you drill that pin out on the side.
Yeah. There's a pin on the side of it.
Oh, okay.
I think if you get that pin out, then you can drop the core out. But then you'd have to replace that with a little set screw or something to be able to lock it back in.
Yep, that's what I did. I was going to make one into a challenge lock. I just never did it.
Yeah. They're kind of a neat little lock. I mean, I'm not going to lie,
I mean, at least they tried with, they put 2 spools in it, but they're not very effective. But
there's 2 spools in there?
Usually 1 and 2 are spools.
Yeah, I never found the spools. I picked it like 7 times just sitting here while we were talking.
Yeah, because it all depends on the bidding. Sometimes the bidding, if the pin's already too high, I mean, it's past the spool part. So
yeah. That stamped logo that's what makes it more difficult to open. I don't know. I don't remember. I think I even gutted this thing at one point. I think he had done a little tweaking on the inside of these two, but they're a nice little lock.
Oh, that's the one. It's a 5-pin key, but he's got the 6-pin in it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it's just enough where the tip of the key catches that 6th pin.
Yep. I got he sent me with one of his logo, but it's not a, let's see, it's a pack lock.
Yep. Yeah, I've got the pack lock there with my logo on it. I don't have any more of those, but I do still have 2 more. I should give one of those away one of these days. I do have 2 of the 6835 still with my logo on it.
I got to find a decent core to make worthy of this one.
Yeah, that's a pretty lock. I like that.
So
I like that one. That's pretty.
Yep.
That's a pack lock, you said?
Yeah, it's their kind of their kick.
Oh, yeah.
You can throw pretty much any kick cylinder in there.
Yeah. It's got the
Nice.
adapter for the pins in the back. So like a lot of time on your Schlage or whatever.
I
it
got
grabs
you
the
the
pins.
perfect one right here.
It won't take a LFIC.
Ah,
Yeah, though. See, that one's got theirs, but then it's got mine engraved on there too. Man, I was bidding on a laser engraver the other day that somebody was selling here in town, and I got tied up on a phone call and I missed the end of it, and the guy outbid me by $1.
Oh man.
oh man.
What laser was it?
Oh, I don't remember what the brand was. It was a small laser, but it would have. Oh, there we go. It would have done like my leather engraving, and maybe on some of these painted locks. It wasn't big. I think it did 20 watts max diode laser.
Okay, that's what I was wondering if it was a diode or
Yeah,
carbon dioxide.
but it went for $95.
Oh wow.
So for that kind of money, it would have been a fun one to start off with and play with a little bit. And it would have done some of these little things. You know, it would engrave on a painted aluminum body lock like that.
Yeah, I've converted my first 3D printer to laser.
Have you?
Yeah.
You converted your 3D printer to laser. I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, Creality sells a kit that you can convert any of their enders to a laser.
See, and I almost bought an ender, but I don't know enough about them to know if they were any good. Because I was looking at one again, there was somebody selling it. He was selling 3 of them here, and I think all 3 of them went for $150. 2 of them worked, and the third one was for parts.
Yeah, let's see if I can find. I was messing with the 1100. Let's see if I can find which one I did.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be a neat way to do it. What kind of a laser are they using with that then? Is that a diode then to convert it?
Yeah, it's a diode. So
Which, the diode isn't the greatest laser out there, but for little things, nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, if I can find the one I did a test pattern on.
I ended up right now, I've got a Anycubic i3 Mega that a guy that I work with had, and he was the one I was asking because he's big in 3D printing. And I was showing him these other ones I was looking at, and he goes, it's not a bad printer. One of them I was looking at was a triple leg job, and he says, yeah, they're a lot of work to keep them functioning right. He goes, I'll just sell you this i3 Mega. He said, I've already upgraded everything on the doggone thing.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
It did that test pattern on the
Oh, yeah. That did a nice job,
That's what
actually.
I had done. I bought a whole box of 1100s. I sent almost all of them over to UK lock pickers about 5-6 years ago. I always wondered what happened to them all. They're probably on somebody's shelf.
Yeah. I'll have to watch for one of those then, because I see those Ender 3s come up for sale here all the time and cheap.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I don't like is, it was cheaper to do it that way, but the bed size is so small, you can't get much, like I was cutting foam with it and stuff, and I have to cut foam to fit the bed and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. The Ender 3, how big of a bed does the Ender 3 have?
220 by 220.
Yeah. So that's about the same as this i3 Mega.
Yeah,
it's nothing huge, but it works. I mean, it does what it needs to do.
Yeah, I'd love to have a CO2 or something, but gosh, bless.
Oh, I know they're so expensive. That's kind of what I wanted to do too, was something a little bigger. But at the same point, it's like the ones that I engraved, I took down to our local college. They charge $30 for a day pass to go in there, and I can use their engravers to do whatever I want.
I know you've said that. I want to try to find somewhere that lets you do that.
I've been trying to find
for the amount of engraving I'm doing, I can just wait and go do it all in one shot. That's where I did because all of their stuff is vented, so I can do the leather engraving. I can whatever I want. So
really,
yeah,
you can do the leather.
I went down there. I engraved. I think I engraved 5 or 6 locks, and I
remember when you did that. I forgot about the leather.
The leather case. And it took me less than an hour to do all of those. I mean, it went so quick.
Yeah, if I could find that, I wouldn't worry about it. I'd just go do that, because the amount of times I need to engrave stuff is far between.
Yeah, it'd be fun to just be able to do it at home and play with it, but at the same point, yeah, having that available, I can just run down there and knock them out. And they've got some really knowledgeable people in there. So the guy sat down with me and he helped me with I brought in my logos and he just helped me knock it out in no time flat.
Did they use Lightburn or did they have something else they used?
I believe it was Lightburn. We worked with it in AutoCAD first to draft it out and put it in the right format, and then we threw it into Lightburn and went to work. But I mean, their one CO2 laser, the doggone thing's got a 2 foot by 4 foot bed, and I think they have three lasers in there you can use. And I think right now they've got about 10 3D printers in there.
I should go see what my little tech center does. They probably don't do anything, but maybe they do.
Yeah, it's really cool. And up until last year, if you were a veteran, it was free, and they quit doing that.
What about a convict? You get a discount for that?
Well, that's only if you're printing or using their CNC machines to make your own handcuffs.
Yeah,
because they do have that too. As part of that, they've got a full CNC shop. They've got a full wood shop, and that's all included. You can use all of it.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you guys got the setup out there.
It's really cool. It's really a neat deal. But yeah, they had some state funding or something that was covering it that was allowing them to give it free for veterans. They lost that funding, so they had to stop giving those away. Because I know, like one of the guys who works for me, he's a vet. He went in there and used took an entire AutoCAD training class, and that was all. Didn't cost him a dime to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Trucker. I was like, you can get, because he wants to start his own shop. And I was like, dude, you can get grants and everything and go for free and have employees go for free.
Yeah. It was at our local college, Delbert. They've got another building set up here with all of this equipment in it that's available to the public. So it's really cool. It is an awesome little facility. It's really, really pretty dang neat. And yeah, this was done with CO2 laser, and yeah, their little laser does a nice job. And holy cow, it was quick. It didn't take any time at all to knock those out. And you know, it's kind of wild. So you look at it on this pack lock, and it looks nice, and it's that nice silver color after it got done down to the aluminum. But then when I did it on the Americans, it came out a little different hue to it. And I don't know if it's because of the black, but it almost has a bronze look to the logo. Now, you can't really see it in this lighting. It just doesn't show it right. But it came out a different color in the background. And I'm betting it's because of the black paint, maybe. But
was that CO2?
That was CO2. Yeah.
I wonder if it's the because don't you set the frequency on the CO2?
Yeah.
I think
we did both of them at the exact same time with the same settings, just swap one lock to the next.
Okay. I was wondering because different metals with the CO2, you can actually get color
right
depending on the frequency of the laser and the material, but every material is different. So
yeah, anodizes it.
It's really cool.
That's what I want to do to my Southern Specialties, the aluminum. I want to get another one and anodize it.
Yeah.
Because Aaron put this really cool pattern on it.
Hey, not too dead. How are you this fine morning? Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of fun stuff. I looked at, like you were talking about, I looked at playing with doing my own anodizing, you know, with the batteries and the solutions and all that, just to see, because I wouldn't mind figuring that out. Because originally when I got these titanium tension wrenches, he was going to anodize them for me, different colors on each one.
Yeah, but I don't know about titanium, but
same
aluminum
process.
is just pretty much water and baking soda, I believe.
Exact same thing to do the titanium, but his anodizing machine had broke, so he wasn't able to get it done.
Well, you can use a battery charger.
Well, and I have a power station here that I use for my ham radio that's variable, so I can just dial adjust what the output is.
Wow. Yeah,
So
because you can put whatever output
changes the color.
Is the color. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was trying to say. I've been having a bad couple days with my stuttering and shit.
Yep. So
And
that's
my
I thought
ticks
about
'cause of
trying to
the
learn how to do that.
lasers.
I don't want to use these for the experiment. I want to get it figured out before I do that. But
Yeah.
Need to see if he's got any like scraps left over from when they cut stuff out. He'll send you.
Yeah.
Not too dead. You got a letter from me today. Hell, I don't even remember what I sent you, dude. That's how old and decrepit I've become.
I call it CRS.
Right? Can't remember shit. Absolutely. That's what as well. And then I've been in that class this entire past week, so my brain is like mush. And now to make it worse, I've got to keep studying because I got to still get in and get my exam done and get my certification. But I'm also getting ready to go on vacation, and Buddy wants me to go diving with him, so I need to go into PADI and start working on my PADI certification. I want to get the classroom part done. I can do that online, and then when I get down there, I just have to do the training.
Yeah, I was supposed to get my dives in last summer, but I got the classroom stuff done.
This little lock, and I know some of you guys, and I talked about it earlier, but this little Master 530, it's only a 4-pin lock, but that is actually a fun little lock to pick.
I
really like that little thing.
1, 2, 3.
Can't rake that sucker. I have yet been able to rake it. So I don't remember. I gutted it at one point. It's on video out there somewhere. But it's just a fun lock. I like it.
Yeah, I picked that one earlier. It was
good. Yep. That's one of my favorite locks. I really like that thing. Another one that I've got that I really like is this one here. This is a 532. That's a nice little lock. Fun one to play with. That one, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 5-pinner. But non-guttable, so you can't pull the core out of that one. I'm getting quite the stash of locks sitting around. Holy cow, I might actually get a completed print on that sucker. That would be a miracle. I almost burnt up on half a roll of freaking filament trying to get one print out of that stupid thing. It's some of that silk PLA.
Yeah, I've never really had that much trouble with it. I don't know what brand you got.
That stuff is, and I think that's what it is. It was a cheap brand off Amazon, and it is terrible. Yeah, I have single pin picked this thing, but not in a while. I haven't messed with that lock. But yeah, I can't rake that sucker for anything. I don't know what they've got for pins in that lock, but it's a neat lock. The other one I need to play with again, I haven't picked it since I modified it. Well, not modified it, but I bought a Harbor Freight lock.
Oh, you modified that one?
Well, I stuck an American 1100 core in it.
I was about to say, don't split the core on it if it's got the American or the Harbor Freight one in it. I did that.
Oh, yes, I have. I think here's the core that came out of that thing. And yes, you were right. That one's got that little retaining pin and crap in there. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, I split the daggone core with was it bottom of keyway or I think it was bottom, and it just popped right at the top.
But I found that because it's a pretty lock, and man, it's a heavy built beast. But the core sucked. But an American 1100 core drops right in.
I need to check because I've still got the body because it weighs a freaking ton.
Yes, it is a monster. But yeah, like I said, the American 1100 core is just a drop-in replacement, and you can take that from a pretty crappy lock to actually something pretty decent. So.
Yeah, that was a solid lock. I got one. And
$7, I think, is all you pay for the stupid thing. And I had an extra 1100 core laying here. So
finally, that little wafer lock puts up a fight.
Ooh, you got it. You got it, though.
Nice.
But I ended up picking it, like you were saying. I ended up picking it like a regular wafer lock.
Yeah.
To get it open at the final bit. I was where you thought it was a wafer at the top. That's what I ended up picking to get it. Because it was binding so hard, I couldn't get a good enough purchase on the slider part to get it open.
There you go, Zoe.
Oh.
Gizmo made an appearance today too. That's cat number 2 that showed up.
Well, I missed the first one.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a dirt cheap lock. Solid, heavy built pig. And that's a steel body. And I don't know, it says hardened on the shackle and it also has it on the body. So I don't know if it's hardened all around. But it's solid. And then that 1100 core just works as smooth as butter in there. And it actually makes it a tougher pick than an 1100 because of the way the spring tension is on the shackle and everything. It really is. It takes a lot of tension on that sucker. You can't do light tension on that thing and pick it.
So that's American Lock. Their first locks were a lot harder because the actuator applied tension. As soon as you apply tension, where the newer ones, until you get into almost a false set, it doesn't apply tension. So like those, the 747s and stuff like that, that's why they're so hard to pick, is because you got tension all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's the way this one is. There's tension on it the entire time. So you get into that thing and get the key out of there. You've got to put some pretty good tension on it to even get it out to where you can start trying to pick it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's pretty impressive. It's a fun one. So, and it gives a really nice pop when that baby opens. It's a noisy little lock. It's fun. I like it. It turned out sweet. I don't know what the heck I could actually use it on as a lock because that hasp is so freaking monstrous. It won't fit anything, but buddy.
See, what you do is you get a do-rag and you just tie it around it and put it in your back pocket.
There you go. That's right. Oh, God, Lord, could you imagine smacking somebody with that thing? Oh,
I can.
Ooh.
I can imagine it real.
Yeah.
It makes a squishy sound when it could make a thudding sound.
Oh, it would make a thudding sound. And I don't know what would be louder, the lock smacking or them hitting the ground after you hit them with it.
Right.
They're going down.
Instantly.
Yeah, I don't know if you're able to hear that pop on that lock, but
a chunk.
It just gives real nice chunk. That's awesome.
Oh, what am I going to use for tension for this?
Hey, ow! That was my finger you got that time.
Now, since Lock Chuck had to show me up here, I got to get into this.
Right? You better get into that.
Challenge you. I'm not showing you. I'm just challenging you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. Calling you out, right?
Yeah.
Calling you out.
He wants to see me start my losing my shit today. And
where are you going? Oh, are you leaving? Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you could show up. There you go, Zoe. You got 2 cats in one day. It doesn't get any better than that. I had a dog over here looking at me a minute ago, but he walked away. I should turn my one camera around and point it down at the ground. That could be my dog cam because they're laying here right there. That's half the fun, right? People show up for the animals. They don't show up for me. They're here for the dogs. So let's just see. Oh. Let me try swapping cameras. 3 would be better. Sorry. The other one, he's just too lazy. He isn't about to show up. Let's change cameras and see. You can see them all in there. Yeah, there they are. Let's see if I can. Ooh. So there you got dog 1, dog 2.
Oh, and
the cat thinks he's a dog. So there's 3 for you.
Is that a husky or?
No, they're Alaskan Kleekais is the breed.
Okay.
They're basically a miniature husky. I mean, as you can see, the little one there, she's Well, she's 5 years old, and she's about the same size as the cat. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, she's 8 pounds.
I miss my husky so bad.
She's a little fart. Man, huskies are a wonderful dog. They're a handful. They're a lot of work, but such a personality, man. And these guys are no different. They act just like a husky, just in a little package. And they shed just like a husky. Oh.
I was going to say, how do they do in hotter climates?
Their hair keeps them cool.
They actually love it. These guys love warm climate. The little one especially, she hates the winter. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like the cold.
Really?
And then my dummy comes over and lays on me. That's what they're good for. Lap warmers, right? I was buried last night. I had both dogs in my lap on the chair and 2 cats. And I was actually sweating. I was getting too hot. It's just too much. So I listened to... Ooh, man, I got hair all over everything. I believe it was Ryan Wilson that threw the suggestion out there on this case. Because I was talking about, my challenge lock in there and not really wanting to have it necessarily fall out. So he suggested setting in a magnet. So I did that this morning. I drilled it down in and stuck a little magnet in there. Now that holds the clip, but isn't going to come out.
Is that an Altoids tin? Or?
No, these are, I got a hold of a bunch of polycarbonate cases from Southern Specialties that he had bought he had ordered in a whole inventory of them for It's Tactical, and then It's Tactical stopped ordering them from him. So he has a ton of them down there. So I worked out with him to get a bunch of them. And they're amazing little tins. They're really sweet.
I got a better one.
Oh, wait. Here comes the hymns.
Yeah.
The hymns, yeah.
I forgot to measure it for you.
Before or after?
Right.
Oh, that's great. Got 4 rescues over at Matt's. Yeah, that's the best way to do it, man. Rescue dogs are great. My wife wanted these little huskies, so we had to get those. But usually we run are rescues. The 2 cats, 2 of them were a fail on our part. We agreed to foster these 2 kittens. And the plan was we were keeping one and they were going to find a home for the other one. Well, that was 4 years ago, and they're all still here. So
3 1/4 by 2 1/8.
Oh, I don't have anything down here to measure and compare that with an Altoids tin, but I bought a bunch of those.
Don't forget the depth.
The blank metal tins. See, these are a little bit bigger. Oh, here's an Altoid. So there's an Altoids tin compared to this polycarbonate. It is a little bit bigger. It's a little bit deeper. And then
I want one of those.
And then I 3D printed a insert to go inside of it to hold my challenge lock.
I like the way you got the key in there. Yeah.
Yep, got that. So the key tucks down in. It kind of, not that I didn't modify any bitting on the key, but it holds the key and you can slide it out, but it keeps it hidden. And then I made an insert like that to hold the lock body.
I like that idea. That's pretty cool.
And then up on the top, I've got my checklist for people to sign off on it. I put a little note in there. My thought was, get this out there. You get it and pick it. Keep the coin. Put your own in there. Pass it on to the next person. So, and then I put the name of the lock. I put that in there and had it 3D print that out. So, yeah, it turned out pretty slick, actually. That's going to go out, I think, Monday. I should be getting that one mailed out. It's going to rescue from the drug house. Yeah. I love my rescue pups. I don't have any anymore, but that'll be, if we get another dog eventually, that's what it'll be, is from the rescues. Right? Not gonna, and you can't stop at one Altoid either. You buy those suckers, you end up sitting there eating the whole tin.
Yeah, that's what happened with my hymns.
I don't think that's a good idea, dude.
Yeah, it wasn't. Don't eat two. Do not eat two.
Oh, that's too hunkin' funny. And then I guess I need to find somebody else who wants a challenge lock, and I'll send this one on to somebody else because.
Oh, please me.
I cannot get anywhere with this stupid thing. Satan by Leighton.
Oh, I wanted to pick that one.
That one is driving me in freaking insane. I can get it into this massive, deep, false set, and I can't get beyond that. And so, all right, I'll have to package that one up and ship it your way, sir. Because it is absolutely destroying me. It is above and beyond my current abilities. So...
Yeah, somebody was telling me about that particular one. It's supposed to be a tough one.
Oh man, I went out and I watched a video. I don't remember who it was. Somebody had a video of picking and gutting it, so I kind of had an idea of what to find inside of there. But there's the key.
Oh.
And then with the amount of work done inside of it, it is just it's beyond me, unfortunately. So it's a nice lock, very nicely done.
Yeah, Lock Squash has my challenge lock.
I don't know where mine is right now. It went to Loose Shirt. And I'm not sure who he sent it to after that. I haven't seen or heard anything more of it. But my first one was pretty bad. This one I think will be considerably better.
Yeah, my first one and only one is horrible. I didn't even try to pick it because I knew it was just absurd.
Oh yeah, I haven't tried to pick any of mine. I'll build them and I'll send them on to somebody else to fight with. That's not my thing. But yeah, this one will be a lot more fun. But the first one, and it wasn't bad, I can honestly say, because Loose Shirt's pretty doggone good. I think it took him 12 minutes to get into it.
Oh, that's saying something right there. So it was not that bad.
But this one will be put up a bit more of a fight yet. I've shared what I've done to this one with, well, only the pins. One person has gotten to see what the pins look like in it. Nobody else has. But then I did some work in the core and the Bible as well. So a few little things. There's more things I would have liked to have done, but I figured my word. I worked on it a little bit at a time, and it took me over a month to get this thing completed. So
yeah,
you
want to build one.
And Zoe, thank you for dropping by. I always love having you. You have a marvelous day and a wonderful, blessed Easter.
Yep, happy Easter.
Wow. Usually I can pick right through that ace, but it was whipping my tail.
You know, I've heard some of those aces are actually pretty doggone good locks.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love the ace locks.
So get a load of this. I have a small ace hardware here. It's kind of mixed in with a co-op. They don't carry a single ace padlock.
What?
Nope. All they have are masters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Masters aces they're a tough lock.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've been wanting to pick some of those up, and I thought, perfect. I'll just run down to Ace and get them. Nah. All I can get here in town is Masters, Brinks. I don't remember what it is that Menards carries. They have some other super cheesemo brand that's just junk. That's it. That is all I can get. So anything that I want, I've got yes, Chuck Soup, this is Easter weekend. Tomorrow is the magical day.
God damn it, Chuck. I'm going to be doing this all day. You do realize that. I'm that person that doesn't give up. And you showed me up, and there's people here. There's people here this time.
The video is going to run out, and you're still going to be picking, so you're going to have to fire up and just keep recording.
Oh, just had to do that.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I had to switch because one of them I couldn't pick.
Oh, you cheated. Oh, yeah.
But they're the same bidding. That's what I don't understand.
I bet you it's the same bidding as mine. I don't think they change.
The tolerances on every lock, though, is slightly different, right? So it changes up the whole pick.
Is it a 10? Number 10?
Mine doesn't say a number on it.
It's, let's see, I'll show you the bidding. It's not.
Oh yeah, yours is
a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not the same.
Yeah, they're not the same. Different. Yours is way wider.
Mine's probably easier because all these right here are about the same.
Yeah.
Pretty straight. Yours keeps zigzagging. Yours has got a lot more variation in the bidding. So there you go.
Yours looks a little more like hell. Yeah, I don't know. One of those might be fun someday, but I am just
no. It won't be. I promise.
I will tell you, a fun brass padlock you can get pretty cheap are these U-Hauls.
Yeah.
You know, and that's one place I haven't gone is to my local U-Haul shop and see if they have any of those.
I don't know if the new ones are this way, but I know the older U-Haul I get off of eBay, like they're marked like an Abus. They got and they're probably made by Abus, but
yeah, they are.
85 40s, and this is the 50 millimeter. I got hold of one at our club that is all tapers, and that is a pain in the butt.
Really? Yeah, maybe we'll have to go to U-Haul and check them out. We just got a new big fancy U-Haul building and shop here, and you know, it irritates me. I need to find temperature controlled storage for my work. The only place we have in town that has temperature controlled storage is U-Haul. They will not give us 24/7 access.
What?
Business hours only, Monday through Friday. That's it. I'm like, well, because I need it for storing some DR materials and backups and things like that. So I need temperature controlled, but I need 24/7 access. No, they won't do it.
Sounds like you should invest in some temperature controlled storage.
Yeah. I just don't know if there's enough business here to justify that. Looks like I lost a week or two somewhere. You fell asleep, and when you woke up, it was Easter. What the heck?
That's some good sleep.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I could use a nap like that. I need to get a hold of Newhouse. He was wanting to. Yeah, it's weird. They won't do 24/7 access at that storage unit. It's like the only one in town that doesn't do that. It's like, well, how the hell are you renting things out to people if you won't give them access to their stuff?
Yeah, I mean,
if you have one of the outdoor units, you can have 24/7 access.
Oh, so it's just
but
a building.
The temperature controls are the smaller ones that are indoors, and they won't give you access to it.
I wonder if they worry about people breaking into other units
or living in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. You never know.
What a living outdoor.
I got to throw you guys on mute for just a second here. I got to make a call. See.
Because we've been to fires that people were living in, and they set them on fire because they were, heaters and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the neighbor guy, he got kicked out of I guess he was living with his parents' house. I don't exactly know the whole story. I stopped paying attention halfway through the story, but he lives here in the park, and we got a U-Haul right across the street, and he was living in his storage unit last summer.
Man, got a lot quieter.
Yeah.
I guess that printer, I didn't realize how much noise it was making.
Right? This is a nightmare. I thought it'd get better if I took a couple days and not looked at it.
Yeah. I mean, if you got another one, like I said, one of them was hard, to have trouble with. The other one I can pick right through.
I actually do have another one. But it's not technically mine. But I could wrap it up and put it right back in the box, and we won't tell GT Man. But
I don't think he's here, is there?
yeah.
Nah.
I wonder what his bidding is. Now you got me curious. Because he won't be here till later to pick this up. Because knowing me, I probably absolutely picked the wrong one and picked the hardest bidding out of the two.
Yeah. And I think part of my problem was those back sliders. I wasn't able to get up under them. That's why I switched to regular picking. I was able to get them up with a regular pick versus trying to get under the sliders. I can't find any feedback on this cast. There we go.
Well, guys, I guess I'm going to have to drop off of here early. That was my sister-in-law. She is broke down about 40 miles out of town.
Oh, already.
I got to go grab the wife and grab some gear and go see if I can drag her back to town.
Alrighty.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
thanks for joining, man, and thank you for everybody in the chat. I appreciate each and every one of you. And hey, we'll catch you guys later.
Happy Easter.
Yep, happy Easter, everybody. Bye.